from Heap Field in Covington. It's the Division I quarterfinals in LHSAA state playoff action as this afternoon the Wolves of St. Paul battle the Blue Jays of Jesuit. And a pleasant good afternoon to you. Ken Trahan along with Jude Young of CrescentCitySports.com. Game 2 of this quarterfinal best-of-3 series to take place. And if Game 2 is anything like Game 1, it should be an outstanding contest to behold. Last night, St. Paul's won on a walk-off 3-2 over Jesuit. Grant Grosh with his third hit of the game, an RBI single in the bottom of the 7th to break a 2-2 tie and send the Wolves home victorious. If the Wolves win Game 2, they move on to Sulphur, and that would be the first time that they've made it to the semifinals since 1999 when St. Paul's won their one and only state championship. Jude Young with me, and Jude, obviously it's a big opportunity for St. Paul's, a really good baseball program, but it's been a while, as I mentioned, haven't been as far as the semis. In 1999, they got to the quarterfinals in 2008 in Denham Springs, but it's been a while.
Right, and when you're on the doorstep of getting the experience of playing in the Final Four in your division and a shot for a state title, it means a lot to these kids. And they have the momentum after the walk-off victory yesterday. They don't want to have anything to do with a Game 3. And for Jesuit, they've been in this position before, and they haven't been able to get over the hump when they've been down in one of these series since they've been instituted by the LHSAA. But if they're able to win Game 3, the momentum clearly switches to their side. So whoever gets off to a good start here could be the key to the game today.
Well-played game last night, 3-2 victory for St. Paul's. Wolves scored single runs in the second and third innings. Blue Jays tied it with 2 in the 5th, and then St. Paul's won it with a run in the bottom of the 7th inning last evening. As mentioned, Grant Grosh 3 for 3 with an RBI in the game. Jacob Shearer had 2 hits. Bonillas 2 hits as well. Parker Sirio a double and an RBI for the Blue Jays. Well-pitched game on both sides, as you would expect from Jacob Shearer and also from Christian Hess. Both are very fine pitchers, and we expect another good game here today. As far as Jesuit is concerned, the Blue Jays smarting from that loss, but again, most accomplished program in Louisiana, 20 state championships in the history of the program. No one else has won that many, but their last was in 2011 over at Turchin Stadium, and as a result, this is a situation where Jesuit really wants to get over the hump as well, Jude, but it's going to be tough having to win 2 games here this afternoon.
Right, and it's a rare gap for this team as far as having an opportunity to play for a state title, to be out of it really that long. There was a semifinal loss that I was able to broadcast a few years ago to Live Oak, but other than that, Jesuit hungry to get back there, and they do play good fundamental baseball built on the history of the program as well as their home park at John Ryan, which plays a lot differently than most other stadiums they're in. But if you can pitch it and field it, you give yourself a shot to win every ball game, and you expect no difference from these Blue Jays today.
We'll set the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. First of all, for St. Paul's, they are the visiting team in Game 2 by virtue of the format that the LHSA has installed in best of 3. Leading off in right field is Bo Nealis. Batting second, the DH, Kyle McLaughlin. Hitting third, the third baseman is Jacob Shearer, the cleanup hitter, and center fielder Grant Grosh. Batting fifth at first base, Matthew Russo. Hitting sixth in left field is William Duncan. Batting seventh at second base, Caleb Lupo. Hitting eighth at shortstop, Connor Simon. Batting ninth and catching is Kyle Canigliaro. Nealis, McLaughlin, and Shearer, Grosh, Russo, and Duncan, Lupo, Simon, and Canigliaro. And on the mound for the Wolves here in Game 2 is Grant Bizette. For the homestanding Jesuit Blue Jays, under the direction of Kenny Goodlett, leading off in center field, Michael Torrey. Batting second and catching, Parker Sirio. Hitting third, the DH, Alex Watermeyer. Cleanup hitter, third baseman, Will Helmers. Batting fifth and pitching is Will Moran. Hitting sixth at second base, Matt Alexander. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Seth Dardar. Hitting eighth in left field, Sean Sagers. Batting ninth at first base is Brian Valagoski. And playing right field, not batting, is Zach Kazabon. Torrey, Sirio, Watermeyer, Helmers, Moran, Alexander, Dardar, Sagers, Valagoski, Kazabon, not batting. And on the mound for the Blue Jays will be the left-hander, Will Moran. Teams being introduced as we speak on field. Blue Jays in their familiar one look, pinstripes, whites with the blue caps, blue numerals. And the St. Paul Wolves in their home yellow gold jerseys here today with the royal blue print across the front pinstripe pants, royal blue caps. So a good distinction in uniforms. You always want that. Weather conditions are quite pleasant as we speak. It is cloudy, but the rain is gone. 73 degrees. The relative humidity is high at 82%, and the wind is out of the north-northwest at 9. We feel a little bit of a breeze at times, but nothing significant here to speak of this afternoon. So we expect that the little light rain that occurred here for about 30 to 45 minutes is gone. Looking at radar, don't expect anything more the rest of the afternoon, so we should be fine. And just to set the table for you at CrescentCitySports.com, should this series go to a third and deciding game, we would have that one for you live at CrescentCitySports.com. Should it end in 2 games, and should the series between Brother Martin and Holy Cross go to a third game at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium, we will have that third and deciding game for you live at CrescentCitySports.com. So we're looking forward to a busy day. We hope you are as well, and we hope you'll enjoy viewing and passing it on to your friends as well, so that they can check out some outstanding baseball. Incidentally, the umpiring crew assigned here by the LHSAA is from Lafayette, as you get neutral umpires for state playoff games. Fans are being asked to rise now and remove their caps as we have our national anthem, as we are ready to get rolling here in Covington with our national anthem here this afternoon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets did glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? What a land of the free and the home of the brave.
He's the best yet. Fantastic.
Ken Trahan, Jude Young with you from Heap Field in Covington. Will Moran will take to the mound for the Blue Jays. More on him in a moment. Let's set the defensive alignment for you for Jesuit. Left to right outfield of Sagers, Torrey, and Moran. Left to right infield, Helmers, Dardar, Alexander, Valagoski, with Sirio doing the catching. And on the mound for Jesuit will be the left-hander, Will Moran. Well, Moran has done a good job, the junior, at 5'8", 165. In his last outing in the playoffs in the previous round, the regional round against Archbishop Shaw, Moran went 6 innings, which was a complete game, and he pitched a 1-hitter, and he lost, allowing 3 runs in that game, 2 walks. He struck out 12, dominating performance against Shaw, and he lost the game 3-2. Eagles were able to score 3 runs in the 6th inning, and they did it with a couple of walks, couple of stolen bases, and a couple of fielder's choices. Shaw got a well-pitched game to win it, but Moran has been solid all year long for the Blue Jays. You look at the numbers on Will Moran on the season. He is 4-2 with a really good 2.30 earned run average. Moran, in 10 appearances, has pitched 45 2/3 innings, allowing 17 runs and 15 earned. Moran has done a good job of controlling the walks, 22 of those, 43 strikeouts, pretty good ratio. 2 wild pitches on the year. And Moran has pitched well overall as you look at those numbers. You know, just the 36 hits and 45 2/3, Jude, that's an illustration of a guy that's not only pitched well, but, you know, pitched to contact and pitched to contact well over the course of the year.
Yeah, he's a left-hander who, as folks can see as he warms up right now, has a pretty economical with his delivery and somebody that tends to throw strikes, so he's going to challenge hitters, and the defense knows to be alive and alert behind him, and you're hoping that he throws strikes early if you're Jesuit in this case to challenge the St. Paul's hitters and don't give up any freebies early and give yourself a chance to draw first blood in this game.
Ready to roll, and leading it off for the Wolves will be the right fielder, Bo Nealis. Nealis, 341, no homers, and 25 driven in on the season. This is a good hitting St. Paul's team, 322 team average on the season. So we're ready to go here. Glad you're with us. First pitch of the game is down for a ball. We're underway at 2:03 officially. The 1-0. In the air, high, toward the line. Sagers, foul territory, has it, one gone. So Nealis goes to left for out number one, and here's Kyle McLaughlin at 329, no homers, 10 driven in. Wolves will always be aggressive. That has been their MO at the plate. It's what they've done under McNunez for quite some time now. They'll attack the first pitch or swing early in the count very frequently. First pitch, and there it is right there. Bore the fastball in on the hands, 0-1.
Nealis and McLaughlin, top two in the order for the Wolves, combined for 40 stolen bases on the year. So if you're Moran and company, you want to keep them off the base paths. Halfway there here in the top of the first.
Towards second, Alexander will throw him out, 2 gone. As I mentioned, he pitches to contact, throws strikes, mixes his pitches well, and has 2 quick outs. And now Jacob Shearer, a hero last night with an extremely well-pitched game. And at the plate was 2 for 4 as well. Junior is a future star. He's a star now in high school, but he's going to be good at the next level. So here's Shearer from the right side. The pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
You know how they say somebody looks good stepping into the box? Shearer certainly fits that category. He looks like a hitter with a little pop.
0-1. Changed speeds on him, got him out in front. Moran does that well, and he's ahead 0-2.
He's got his war paint on, plenty of eye plaque going down from the lower eye area all the way down the cheek, so he's ready to roll.
Sirio the sign, pitch on the way, breaking ball. Boy, that just missed. Pretty good pitch right there from Will Moran. Definitely fooled Shearer, but no call forthcoming. It's 1-2. Another on the way. Bounced it, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Center field to Torrey. As Shearer played as a pull hitter. There's a huge gap in right center field. 2-2. And now it's full 3-2. So that breaking ball that he didn't get the call on suddenly looms a little larger. Full count here. And 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jacob Shearer. Payoff. That's going to be out of play right side. Count remains 3-2.
Tough pitch right off the plate, and Shearer did a great job of just spoiling that and giving himself another 3-2 look.
So holding at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another payoff pitch, and he walked him. So the first base runner of the game is a 2-out walk issued to Jacob Shearer here in the top of the first, and that will get last night's hero, Grant Grosh, to the plate. Grosh now at 354, no homers, and 23 driven in for Grant, the senior. 3 for 3 with a game-winning hit last night in the bottom of the 7th inning. Shearer grabs a short lead. Moran quick to the plate, and he got him to go on a really nice breaking ball, 0-1. And again, Moran is quick to the plate, as I alluded to earlier. Does an excellent job in that capacity. 0-1. Right side slicing down the line. That is going to be foul, and it is unplayable. Chased by the right fielder, Casabon, but unable to get there. It's 0-2.
With that slide step from Moran in the stretch, it's awfully hard as a left-hander for a runner at first to get any kind of jump or lead off of him. Hard to read somebody that's going to come to the plate that fast, and you haven't even seen his move to first yet.
0-2. Into right center field, and that's trouble toward the gap. Center fielder on the run, lays out, can't get it. Extra bases here. Runner's going to round third. The throw is to the cutoff man. Relay to the plate is cut, and it's 1-0 St. Paul's on an RBI double by Grant Grosh. Great effort by Michael Torrey. The ball actually hit his glove, but he couldn't quite come up with it. And Grosh continues his torrid hitting in this one.
So close to making that grab. Good jump on the ball, slicing away, and just couldn't keep it in the glove. And then it bounced far enough away from the right fielder to allow the runner to score out of the way from first base.
So Grosh comes up big, and what a great job by him to be able to do so. 1-0 St. Paul's, and here's Matthew Russo, the first baseman. 350, no homers, and 10 runs driven in. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Nice block by Sirio, does an excellent job behind the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
Added pressure on now Moran. He needs to bear down for the Blue Jays here. Down 1-0, do or die game for Jesuit, and a decent matchup, lefty versus lefty.
Hard in the left center, that's going to get another run home. Rounding third, heading home is Grosh, booted by Torrey. Runner for second, he is safe there. And it's 2-0 Wolves on an RBI single by Russo, who takes second on the error by Torrey.
Back-to-back excellent swings by the Wolves, just going with the pitch and hitting it the other way, both turning into runs early in St. Paul's, putting the pressure on after last night's big win.
2-0 Wolves. Here's William Duncan, the left fielder at 333, no homers, 15 RBI. I see Dad and Grandfather watching with great interest here. You might recognize the name. Here's the pitch. Tap foul, third base side. Again, they love to attack early in the count. That's been their strategy for years now. Of course, I've had the pleasure of doing quite a few games with Billy Duncan, and a wonderful family and great people. No balls and a strike. Went around, it appeared. They appeal. Sure looked like it. Yep, he did. The count goes to 0-2. And that's what you want out of an umpiring crew. This crew from Lafayette is to get it right, make sure, and they did.
Broke the wrists just enough, and alert down at first base, the ump making the right call.
0-2 from Moran, spotted down and out where he wanted it, but no offer by Duncan, 1-2. One-two pitch. Breaking ball, good one. Struck him out, inning over, but St. Paul's has an inning. They do all the damage with 2 outs, 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, a runner stranded. We're on to the bottom of the first. It's the Wolves 2 and the Blue Jays coming to bat. And St. Paul's will take to the field with Duncan left, Grosh center, Nealis right, Schirmer third, Simon short, Lupo second, and Russo first. Canigliaro doing the catching. And on the mound is Grant Bizet as he will take to the hill, and we'll get a good look at Bizet, who's put up some good numbers this year as well. It figured to be a good pitching matchup. Bizet a junior, and you look at Bizet's numbers on the year, he's been very solid for this team. Bizet, 10 appearances, 7 starts. The record is 4-4, but the earned run average outstanding at 2.37. He does have a save. 38 in the third innings. He's allowed 35 hits, 23 runs, 13 of which have been earned. He has walked 28, a bit of a high total, and he's only fanned 22. On the year, he's hit 3 batters. So, just reviewing the numbers, he is a pitch-to-contact pitcher, not a strikeout pitcher at all.
Right, but somebody who at times struggles to control the zone. So if you're Jesuit, you may be down 2-0, but you've got to make Bizet prove early that he can throw strikes. It's something you notice right away in his warm-ups. He has a very good curveball to work off of, and I assume if he's finding the zone with that, he's awfully difficult to hit. And considering his 2.37 ERA, despite some of the control problems, that does add up.
Finishing up his warm-up tosses, he'll be facing Torrey, Sirio, and Watermeyer to get things started in the bottom of the first inning. Again, Jesuit the home game for Game 2 by virtue of the best-of-3 series. The lower seed gets the home game in Game 2. Higher seed does otherwise. And people always want to know about ballparks and how they play, the dimensions here. This park plays very fair. It is not a home run park by any means, but it's also not cavernous, such as where Jesuit plays at John Ryan Stadium. A different animal, very fair, honest ballpark, and a true infield, all glass base pads, so the bunts definitely are in play here, and will stay that way frequently. Here's Michael Touré. 300 with a home run, 8 RBIs for Michael on the year as he stands in right side with speed. And cranks one in the center. That's a base hit. First pitch swinging. Michael Touré drives it in the center. Game on.
Sometimes the first pitch will be the best one you see in an at-bat, and leadoff hitter attacking that one to start things off for Jesuit to try to bounce back after falling down 2.
Quickly to the mound, Canigliaro. Well, what a great baseball name there. Canigliaro. Love it. Those of us aged ones
got a couple pretty
fondly
good
remember
ones on the
Tony
wall out there.
Canigliaro.
Yeah.
And his brother Billy that played in the majors. And I wasn't even a Red Sox fan, but I was a fan of Tony Canigliaro and coming back from a brutal injury. Breaking ball, strike call, late call, but he got it over the outside corner of the knees to Parker Serio, who has been Jesuit's best hitter. 354, a homer, 16 RBI. He was brilliant in the regional round against Shaw, going 7 for 9. And he had 4 doubles. He was really good. Excellent defensive catcher, too. Just a sophomore. Throw to first, and that chases Touré back, who represents perhaps the best speed on the Blue Jay team. You have to keep Touré close. He swiped 10 on the year. Jesuit not a big running team, only 64 steals. There's a drive to left, a base hit. Serio, he continues his hot hitting. Touré rounds second and checks in there. Here come the Blue Jays with 2 on and nobody out. And they put some good swings here on Bizet immediately.
First 2 hitters not cheated, to say the least, and getting swings like that, confidence early can get the ball rolling if you're the Blue Jays, and we'll see if Alex Watermeyer can continue it.
It'll be interesting to see how they play it here. Kenny Goodlett, the new head coach of the Blue Jays, coaching at third. Does he have Watermeyer swinging or bunting? 302 is Alex, a homer, 27 RBI. 2 sports star, much like Touré. Looking to swing, took a hook for a strike. No balls and a strike.
Over at first, Matthew Russo, Wolves' first baseman, playing just on the edge of the grass, ready to cheat in if the bunt comes.
Another hook for a strike. 2 quality curveballs delivered by Bizet, and he's ahead of Watermeyer 0-2.
Second one better than the first because it just clipped the outside corner right where you want it, bending it just around the plate on the black.
0-2. Spotted the fastball away, 1-2. He's not going to throw his fastball by you. He's got to locate it and pitch off of the breaking ball. That's obvious. 1-2 the count.
Unquestionably here, he wants to keep the ball down, give an opportunity to turn 2 for the guys behind him.
And once again, a visit to the mound by Canigliaro, just so I can say his name again. And I'm enjoying it immensely. Always enjoy coming here to this beautiful campus at St. Paul's, and so many wonderful friends here of so many years. My sister-in-law has done the landscaping here for quite some time.
And a lot to work with, I'll say that. It's
think?
as green as it gets.
She enjoyed doing it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, her husband, my brother, sent his son here, and he went to some other school that happens to be playing here today, dressed on the other side of things. 2-2 the count. Stretch pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Canigliaro, and it's full 3-2. So, again, you wondered about Bizet having a finishing pitch. He threw those 2 big curveballs for strikes, and now full 3-2. And this becomes a pretty big pitch in the game early on here. At the 3 spot in the lineup after 2 hard knocks. Nobody out on 3-2. Runners not going. Curveball into right center, a base hit. Runner had to make it go through, but he'll still score. Throw to the plate is going to be not in time, and the Blue Jays are on the board. It's 2-1, an RBI single by Alex Watermeyer.
Watermeyer doing a great job thinking what you probably were at this point watching that Bissett likely to go to the curve there and able just to get it off the end of the bat and over the second baseman. Pretty good throw from right field to the plate, but way too much speed from Torrey to get the runner, and the Jays are on the board and cutting the lead in half early.
Still nobody out. 3 consecutive hits by the Blue Jays, and here is Will Helmers, the cleanup hitter. 330, no homers, and 27 driven in for Will on the season. Helmers, just a sophomore, really good-looking player with an excellent future. This is a young team. Jesuit's got a lot of young players on this club. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, down, 1-0. We knew that game 1 would be a really well-pitched game because of Shearer and Hess, who are both outstanding. St. Paul's already with action in their bullpen. 1 ball and no strikes. Down a ball, 2-0. And that is number 9, Cameron Clooney. And he's already loosening with a purpose. And to the mound once again goes Canigliaro, trying to keep Bissett engaged. Encouraging him, telling him something to the extent of, hey, we're still ahead. Or something like that. 2-0 the count. The 2-0. Breaking ball is a dandy. It's 2-1.
Really looks like he's going to live or die by that curveball out there. And if you're Bissett at this point, you've got to believe in that pitch and your ability to locate it. Better matchup against the right-handed hitter here versus Watermeyer, who was able to wait for it.
Here's the 3-1, and that's low at 2-1. It's low, it's 3-1. Blocked up again by Canigliaro. Again, the breaking ball. And laying off his Helmers, and now he's in a great position at 3-1. Got to believe he's looking fastball here, something he can drive.
At this point, you have to challenge. Don't want to walk the bases loaded at this point. Already giving up a run, and Jesuit swinging with confidence.
There is the fastball, and he took it. Bit surprising. It's full 3-2. Got to believe he was looking for that in that situation. Full 3-2.
Maybe the take sign was coming from the coaching staff for Jesuit there, making Bissett prove he can throw that strike.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners lead first and second. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball. Fly ball center field. Will be handled. Grosh is there. Runner tags. He will try to advance. Grosh, a good arm. Throw to third. Right on the money, but he's safe. Good job on both ends. Good job by Sirio to read it. Well, not Sirio, but the courtesy runner to read it and get there. And, of course, good throw as well by Grosh. And he shows you that arm. Runners end up at the corners with 1 out. And that will bring Will Moran to the plate.
Luke Eccles, the runner from second to third, doing an excellent job. That is his specialty. That's why he's there. And he had to be perfect to beat that throw. It was on the money from medium to deep center field.
Eccles stole 4 bases in 2 games against Shaw as a courtesy runner. And he shows you why he's in there now. Throw to first. Closer than you thought it would have been in that situation.
Whenever you go in standing up, you better make sure you get back. Watermeyer almost caught there.
Here's Moran with an opportunity. Takes it in the dirt. Blocked again by Canigliaro, who's been a busy young man here in the first. What you call a productive out when you get a runner advanced. Tying run at third, 1 out. Double play could get St. Paul's out of it. 1-0 on Moran. Pitch to Will. Breaking ball misses down and out. It's 2-0.
Blue Jay hitters has done a nice job of hitting the ball in the air, particularly off of the breaking ball from Bissett here in the bottom of the first, and I'm sure Moran's thinking the same thing. Drive the ball to the outfield and try to tie this game up.
237 average, a homer, 16 driven in for Moran. The pitch. Strike is called over the outside edge. It's 2-1. Of course, the interesting dynamic we see frequently, a left-handed pitcher who bats right-handed. 2 balls and a strike. Eccles third. Watermeyer first. The 2-1 pitch. Went around on a fastball in. It's 2-2. Would have been off the plate, but started the hands early and could not hold up. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Is that able to go outside for a strike on the outer half? with a 2-0 pitch and then come inside and trust his fastball there against Moran to even the count. Pretty good pitching.
2-2. Breaking ball beat toward the hole. Nice backhand pick. They throw home. He's safe. And this game is tied. Simon made the decision going to the hole. He knew he couldn't get the lead man at second. His choices to go across the diamond or to try to come home. He did accurately, but again, beating the wrap, Eccles, and again, the whole courtesy runner in high school baseball, and it pays off.
And Eccles that time, his speed really bailed him out perhaps there because he didn't get a great jump on a ball, and the hole really should have been coming towards the plate, but obviously the contact play wasn't on, and in the end it works out for Jesuit, and we've got a new ball game and now a pitching change here as St. Paul's not wasting any time.
No, the Wolves are going to the pen right away. Cameron Clooney, the senior, is going to take over, so Bizette is out of there. Only going a third of an inning and giving up 3 hits to go along with the 2 runs and nothing else. He is responsible for the runners on base right now, so inheriting a difficult situation is Cameron Clooney. Clooney takes over for Bizette here in the first inning, and you know, you've got to play this carefully. It's a 3-game series, so that's the trick, Jude, is to make a decision about when to make a move and how much pitching do you really want to use, considering the fact that you may have to go to a third game. That is always a trick bag in this particular format. Also makes it more interesting. Clooney is making his 9th appearance, no record. His earned run average is superb, 0.57. Has 2 saves. He's only pitched 12 in the third innings, allowing just 6 hits, 6 runs, but only 1 earned. He's walked 7, struck out 14, has hit 6 batters, so command a bit of a problem. But again, the ERA is very good, and Clooney comes in a tough situation here with 2 on, 1 out, tied at 2. A markedly different look to this game thus far than the one played here last night.
And that's the difference between number 1 pitchers going and the pressure of a playoff do-or-die game on both sides, and early on both offenses able to put good swings on the ball, put it in play, and put pressure on the opposing pitcher. At this point for St. Paul's, at least you can look at the angle that if there were to be a Game 3, Bizette didn't throw that many pitches, and he should be available if needed if we get to that point. Now it's up to Clooney, who tends not to go too deep into games, to perhaps just put out the fire here and try to stem this tide from Jesuit. 1 out, 2 runs already in.
So tied at 2. And here is an opportunity for Matt Alexander. Matt, another 2-sport star, plays football for the Blue Jays. 282, a homer, 13 driven in. Of course, his older brother played at Jesuit and UNO. Another neighbor of mine, a great family. So I took care of you, Jovi. Odie, got you covered. Here's Matt with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch, loop to right, that's slicing foul. 0-1, so Alexander went up hacking. Pitch in on the hands. He was able to fight it off, but could not steer it fair. Watermeyer back to second. Moran to first, facing Cameron Clooney. Straight up defensively are the Wolves. Infield, outfield looking for the double play ball. Long look by Clooney and the 0-1. And he throws the breaker away to equal the count at 1-1. A ball and a strike. One. Fastball fouled back out of play. It's 1-2. Clooney clearly has more velocity than his predecessor, so the fastball undoubtedly a primary pitch for him.
Pitching from the stretch here, he brings a little bit of a crossfire action the way he sets up, so it makes it a little harder for a right-handed hitter in particular to locate the pitch.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Alexander waits. Runners lead. High in the air, fair ball, fielded. Clooney flips to third, got the out. Don't need to tag him. A step on the bag will do it.
And
don't know how the runner took so long to get there on a high chop. I really I don't understand that one, frankly. I mean, that he should have been there easily.
He absolutely stopped in the base paths for some reason. I don't even think he has an answer, as he's now questioned a little bit more in the dugout there. He should have been hustling, trying to beat the force.
It would have been undoubtedly an infield hit on the high chop. Instead, it's a force play. 2 gone. Seth Dardar, the shortstop, bats at 247, a homer. 10 driven in for Seth. Takes a high breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Seth Dardar, another one of the kitty core for Jesuit, the sophomore. And you're going to keep hearing that. They've got a good future with their young players. 2 on, 2 outs now. And a crank into right center field toward the gap. 1 run will score. Nice job of cutting it off by the right fielder, Nealis. Holds him to a single, but Jesuit takes a 3-2 lead as the sophomore Seth Dardar delivers the big 2-out hit.
Nealis undoubtedly saving a run there to cut the ball off in the gap and hold at least 1 Blue Jay at third. But Jesuits had some ringing hits in this inning. 3 in particular out of the 4, and they're getting good looks off of a pair of Wolves pitchers to start this one out when they must win this game.
3-2 Blue Jays, and now Sean Sagers, the left fielder, will bat. Sagers, 305 no homers and 7 driven in. Throw to first to chase Dardar back. Dardar can run, and they know it. He swiped 10 on the year. Good spot to run here for Jesuit. Trying to create something with 2 outs. Fastball sits high. 1 ball and no strikes.
On the flip side, if you're a Canigliaro behind the plate, you have to be careful about throwing through with a runner over at third, and we know this has been practiced on both sides plenty of times throughout the year.
1-0 to center, carrying center fielders there, and putting it away is Grosh, and the inning is over. Jesuit bats 8, scores 3, and the Blue Jays hit the ball hard with 4 hits and no errors. The Blue Jays strand 2. We played 1. What a start. It's Jesuit 3, St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. This portion of Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball is presented by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. 3-2 Blue Jays as we go to the second. Will Moran now given the lead. Will face Caleb Lupo to start the second, and he's low with a fastball. Lupo, Simon, and Canigliaro for St. Paul's. Lupo, 353, 2 homers, 15 RBI for the second sacker of the Wolves. Hits this to left. Playable for the left fielder. Sagers puts it away. 1 gone. Connor Simon, the shortstop, will bat. 318, a homer. And 24 RBI out of the 8 hole. That's pretty impressive in the 8 spot.
No doubt about it. You love to have somebody that's capable that far down in the order, and also helps you turn things over for the top of the lineup, which are usually your most potent bats.
Drives this to left. Again, I told you they love the first pitch. A base hit like a shot by Simon. With 1 out, he's aboard. That's their philosophy, and it's something they've stuck to over an extended period of time.
It's hard to argue on this level, too, because you know pitchers are trying to get ahead in the count and get over that first strike. So oftentimes, as it's said, that may be the best pitch you see in an at-bat, and St. Paul's clearly believes in that philosophy.
1 on, 1 out. Here's Kyle Canigliaro. Swing and a miss. Again, first pitch swinging. 0-1, getting used to it. Canigliaro, 209, a homer, 7 driven in. Missing outside. Snap, throw to first, throw it away. Runner will advance to second base. An error on Sirio. That's the second on Jesuit already.
Simon will pick up second on the error.
Understand the thought process, but unless you have an enormous amount of space between the runner and the bag, most often that doesn't work.
And the throw so far off the bag, not giving any chance to be able to get a glove on it over there.
Now the 1-1 pitch, way high, so it's 2-1. So the defense for Jesuit leaky early in this game. 2 balls and a strike. Good pitch, fastball at the knees. Even up at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 on and 1 out. 3-2 Blue Jays here in the top of the second inning of Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Laid off. Good discipline by Canigliaro. Full 3-2. Nealis on deck. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Will Moran. Flip the order, and here's the leadoff man, Bo Nealis, who flew out to left to start the ball game.
Number 8, Bo Nealis.
Simon at second with 2 outs. First pitch. Chased a breaking ball. Sharp movement, 0-1.
Good pitch selection when you know they're looking to attack the first pitch. Go with the off speed and get ahead in the count as a result.
Blam slightly to pull. 0-1 pitch. Tap foul, third base side. He's had him out in front. It's 0-2. Close the book on Grant Bizet. 1/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs earned. No balls and 2 strikes. Another. Taps it foul behind the plate. Off speed pitch again out in front, but got a piece to stay alive.
And that one elevated a little bit more than what Moran would have liked, just enough for Nealis to stay alive.
Holding it 0-2. Cameron Clooney went back to the bullpen to stay loose for St. Paul's, having come into the game in the first inning. Unusual for a reliever to do that. 0-2 pitch. Tapper to the mound. Moran has an easy chance. Flips to first. Inning is over with no runs and a hit and error and a runner stranded. St. Paul's leaving their 3rd runner of the game. We go to the bottom of the second. Remains Jesuit 3, St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. Jesuit on top of St. Paul's. And here in the second, the Blue Jays will have Brian Valagoski to lead it off. Then the top of the order, Torrey and Sirio against the reliever, Cameron Clooney. Brian Valagoski stepping in for the Blue Jays from the left side. Hitting at 190. Takes it away for ball one. Ryan, no homers, 4 RBI. 1-0. 1-1.
Clooney a chance to start with a clean inning here after coming in relief in the bottom of the first. Difficult to do. Did that extra warm-up time as we talked about before this half inning.
2 balls and a strike, and again the familiar theme. Of course, Valagasti is a sophomore. 2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Breaking ball hammered to right. He waited on that. Rips it in the right field, a base hit. Some really good hitting early in this game on both sides, much like we saw last night between Holy Cross and Brother Martin. Now Michael Torrey bats. He ripped a single, scored a run in the first inning. A lot of possibilities here with his speed, bunt, hit and run. Valagasti, the base runner. Just 1 stolen base on the season. Up with a fastball. Clooney, you will notice, pauses for quite some time in the stretch position. Takes discipline to do that. Does freeze runners. Hitters can step out if they choose. Comes quickly here, and it's 2-0. Changed it a little bit there. A lot of different things to combat runners depending on what your persuasion is and what your strengths are.
Bit more of a slide step, but at the same time you're worried about the runner at first and you're down 2-0 in the count. You got to find the strike zone.
Way up, it's 3-0. Again, we have not seen much of Clooney this year, just 12 1/3 innings all season long. So you wonder about his stamina, how long he can go. He's been good. Behind 3-0 here to Torrey. And now it is 3-1. At the knees, inside edge, 3 balls and 1 strike. And Valagasti doesn't run much. Would be a good pitch to run on. But he has a short lead, not going. And that is up. 2 on, nobody out. Torrey took it. He's on for the 2nd straight time. And now Parker Serio. Well, he's been your hottest hitter, but it's an obvious bunt situation. So we'll see how Kenny Goodlett plays it. Speaking of Kenny Goodlett, great guy. Great to see him get this opportunity at Jesuit. He's paid his dues. Long time assistant coach. Serio. Not bunting, and it's way outside. And he's been their hottest hitter, so you cannot argue with eschewing the bunt here.
Hot hitter in a lineup that swung the bat well from top to bottom early in this game. Sometimes you have to go with the flow when you're a coach and trust that your team's in a groove at the plate.
Clooney with that long pause again. Serio had a good cut at a fastball right down the middle. It's 1-1.
And we haven't seen any activity so far early in the game from the middle infielders for St. Paul's for runners at second base. So the pitchers are using some exaggerated stare down tactics there just to try to keep the runners close.
I think it's all relative to who the base runners are as well. Not a bunch of speed there right now. Breaker down and out. Really nice play by Canigliaro. Shifted his weight, made a short hop pick. Keeps the runners where they are. Remember that. It's 2-1.
He's done that several times already, just 2 innings into this one. Great job behind the plate, keeping everything from the screen.
2 on, nobody out. 2-1 the count on Serio. The 2-1. Down and out, so now it's 3-1. Clooney digging a hole. A hot hitter with a very favorable count here. Defense with the ultimate compliment, playing him straight away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Up and in, the bases are loaded with nobody out. And a visit to the mound for Mick Nunez. Mick's done an outstanding job with this St. Paul's program. Just a really good man and coach, and I've had the great fortune of being friends with the family for years. His father, Harry, is one of the really finest men you'll ever know. Had a great visit with Harry earlier, and nothing but great greetings and hugs. We had a great reminiscing time to talk about his many years elsewhere, including at Jesuit and at Holy Cross. And Just a wonderful guy. Harry working the field earlier. He's never going to give that up. Visit complete. Mick Nunez back to the Wolves dugout. Alex Watermeyer had the RBI single in the first. His 28th RBI of the year, which gave him the team lead. He was tied in that department with Helmers. Alex, of course, quarterback in football. Really good size. Stands in left side, an imposing figure. At 6'3", 190 pounds. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the pitch. Took it down, 1-0. And you can always tell whether the hitter recognizes a pitch or not. He saw that one clear all the way. Watched it into the mitt. Knew it was out of the zone. The 1-0 pitch. Way outside and high. And Clooney struggling with his command. He's walked 2 in a row, and he's behind 2-0 here.
And Watermeyer knows it, and he may be waiting to see at least one strike with the bases loaded here. Don't help a struggling pitcher out.
2 balls and no strikes on Watermeyer. Alex took a strike. It's 2-1. Runner at third, Valagoski. It's Torrey second, and Eccles, the courtesy runner, at first. 2 balls and a strike. And another. And a wild pitch kicks off the plate. That's going to score a run. Everybody else advancing. Jesuit takes a 4-2 lead. Valagoski scoring on the wild pitch. Moving up to second and third, respectively, Serio and Torrey. And a chance for an inning here for the Blue Jays.
As good as Conigliaro has been blocking pitches, he had no chance on that one. And now if you're Clooney, you're starting to doubt your ability here to be able to challenge the hitter at all. He hasn't been around the plate very much with his breaking ball at all.
3 balls and a strike, and ball 4, not close. So it's walked 3 in a row, and if you're Mick Nunez, now you start to worry. That's why I talked about going to the bullpen early. And
sure.
In a 3-game series, how much pitching do you really want to use given the circumstances? It's a trick bag because you want to win the game. At the same time, how deep do you want to go? And we're going to have a change here. It does appear. So the Wolves are going to go to the bullpen once again. So the new pitcher for St. Paul's is going to be number 17, Nick Wright, the sophomore. So Wright takes over. Clooney unable to really throw strikes here, and it really shortens his afternoon as Nick Wright takes over for the Wolves. So Clooney only able to go 2/3 of an inning. They're on their 3rd pitcher, and they've only obtained 3 outs in the game, Jude.
It's really tough because you can see the thought process of trying to perhaps piecemeal this together after the starter Bizzett struggled so much, knowing that you have the advantage in the series. But this Jesuit pitching staff is deep, and there may not be an advantage to be had if you have the momentum go against you, and the Blue Jays do win this game and you get to a 3rd game of the series. Jesuit was able to win one last week because of their outstanding pitching against Shaw. So interesting to see exactly how far Coach Mick Nunez is going to be willing to go here if you can't get out of this jam and it turns into a big inning for the Blue Jays, already 1 run in and 2 runs ahead.
So Wright taking his warm-up tosses for the Wolves. Nick Wright has made 12 appearances. 11 have been out of the bullpen, so he's accustomed to this role. He's 0-1 with a 3.50 earned run average, does have a save. 22 innings, 16 hits allowed, 16 runs, 11 earned. He's walked 15, a fairly high number. He struck out 17 and has hit 7. So command an issue with him as well. They've got to find a way to be able to throw strikes. It's dug a deep hole for the Wolves here. Right-hander continuing his warm-up tosses.
Well, no matter how long we're going to be here today, Ken, I don't know if the best seats in the house are down the lines or some folks have got themselves a nice situation going behind the left field wall, enjoying themselves below the trees. Not any sun, so you don't need the shade, but they've certainly got a good view of the ball game at this nice ballpark here in a neighborhood by St. Paul's. Trees, a great setting, a comfortable baseball setting.
Will Helmers, the cleanup hitter, bats in a cleanup type situation, right? Bases loaded and nobody out. The kind of situation The cleanup man licks his chops over. First pitch on the way. A heater down and out. Helmers gets ahead. A ball and no strikes.
Wolves playing the infield in. That doesn't preclude their ability to perhaps turn two here, but with nobody out there looking to cut down the run with the force at the plate if possible.
Oh boy, held on to that one way too long. Blocked up by Canigliaro, which saves a run, and it's 2-0. Really yanked that one, did right. An ominous start for him. 2 balls and no strikes on Helmers, who's in a very good position here. 27 driven in for Will. Home run numbers for Jesuit are never going to be good. They play in the biggest park you'll find in high school baseball at John Ryan Stadium. The 2-0. Fastball, fly ball, center. Center fielder Grosh has a good arm. He's coming in and makes the catch. There is a tag and no advance, and a good thing they didn't. Look at that arm. Greg Grosh is the real deal. Can hit, he can throw.
Plenty of time to get under it. Positioned himself well and then threw a seed to the plate. Jesuit not taking any chances on out number 1 with the bases still loaded, and you can see why that was a wise decision.
Well, they got a good look at his arm earlier on that throw to third that he made close on a play that really shouldn't have been close. And again, as you mentioned, it's a situational scenario. You don't want to send the runner with nobody out. Here's Will Moran, grounded into that fielder's choice to drive in a run back in the first inning on a ball hit the deep short. St. Paul's at double play depth up the middle. In at first and third. Stretch pitch. Breaker down and out. And Canigliaro again has to go out and get it. He is really getting a workout. We're only in the top of the second. Right with the 1-0 pitch. And that just missed the outer edge. Kind of a cutter he throws. It's 2-0.
One well-placed ground ball, and the Wolves could turn 2 and get out of this inning. A big moment in this ball game, and for Nick Wright out there on the rubber.
2-0 on Moran. With the bases loaded, 1 out. And it's 3-0 and nowhere to put him. Remember, Helmers offered at a 2-0 pitch. Might have helped him out a little bit in that situation. Even if it was a strike, you want to make him throw one. Did not. Flew out. Now it's 3-0 to Moran, who is, you've got to believe, taking here at least one. He does, and it's right down central, 3-1. Thought process always has been that the 3-1 pitch will be every bit as good as the 3-0 pitch if you're a hitter. 3 balls and a strike.
Question is, will he have the green light here?
And now time called. Canigliaro again going to the mound. I think it's about his 4th time. So they'll have a chat with him. That visit complete. Kyle back behind the dish. 3 balls and a strike.
I'd have to think Moran's going to keep the bat on the shoulder here on this pitch.
Runners leading from every base. 3-1 from right. Down. Jesuit takes a 5-2 lead. An RBI base up balls. Will Moran, his 2nd RBI of the game, and the lead is 3 for the Blue Jays. Matt Alexander grounded into a fielder's choice his first time. That high chop that should have been an infield hit turned into an out. Bases still loaded and only 1 out. To short, this could turn. 2nd for 1, 1st for 2, and the Wolves get out of it on a 6-4-3 double play. Started by Simon, finished by Lupo. That's a big sigh of relief for Mick Nunez and the Wolves. In the inning, the Blue Jays able to get 2 runs. They do it on 1 hit, no errors. Jesuit strands 2, they've left 4. We've played 2, and it's Jesuit 5, St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. portion of Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball is presented by Ye Old College Inn and Rockin' Bowl. Cap off your Jazz Fest weekend at Rockin' Bowl Sunday night with a great blues show featuring Tab Benoit plus Sonny Landreth and Jonathan Boogie Long. That's Sunday night at 8:30 at Rockin' Bowl.
Leading off
5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 2 left. Jesuit, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left. St. Paul's. Starting the third, Kyle McLaughlin takes a ball from Will Moran. Moran's 36th pitch of the game. 24 have been strikes. He's walked 1, fanned 2. McLaughlin took ball 2. Kyle grounded to second, his first trip to the plate.
Turn a big double play there with the bases loaded to get out of a huge jam. You're down 3 and you got 2, 3, and 4 at the plate. And a 3-0 count to the first hitter here. Chance for St. Paul's to bounce right back.
3 balls and no strikes. And it's 3-1. Close the book on Cameron Clooney. 2/3 of an inning. 2 runs earned on 2 hits. He walked 3, uncorked a wild pitch.
And you may not believe this, Ken, but Cameron Clooney is still throwing in the St. Paul's bullpen.
Missing high. May need him later. McLaughlin a leadoff walk. That's what Mick Nunez wanted. Here's Jacob Shearer, who walked his first trip, and Parker Serio to the mound.
Number 20, Jacob Shearer.
This one has the makings, doesn't it? Could be one of those wild ones.
We figured all hands on deck for Jesuit in an elimination game, but it's been St. Paul's playing that philosophy early.
Moran brings it. Stays high again. So he's missing up in the zone here in the third inning. One-0. Right side foul and out of play. 1-1. Shearer back in. Popping his bat. 1-1. Down and in, 2-1.
We've talked about how hard it is to steal Moran, but McLaughlin with 19 steals on the season, taking a pretty good size lead. If there's any opportunity, a ball in the dirt, he'll be looking to take off.
There he goes, big jump. No chance here. Serio should have just held on. There was no chance he was going to throw him out. Just a well-timed jump by McLaughlin. Steals second easily. And now a 3-1 count as well to Shearer. And an inning building for the Wolves.
Didn't even take a normal lead, too. It was almost like he was still in the midst of his walking lead in more of a runner's position. So he got a great takeoff and clearly stole that on the pitcher.
It's 20th of the season, and here's the 3-1 pitch to Jacob Shearer on the way. And a drive up the middle is short. Knocked down, picked up, throw by Dardar, picked nicely by Valagoski for out number 1. Well struck ball. Good job on both ends by Dardar and Valagoski.
Real poise there at short by Dardar, and then Valagoski proving he can pick it on the dirt, even though he's used to playing a lot of games on turf. He's got experience on both, and that is clean as you can get on the first base bag for out number 1. But the Wolves with a chance to get a run closer, 90 feet away with just 1 down as mentioned.
Grant Grush doubled home a run, scored a run on the first, and he drives it foul to left, well out in front of that one. 0-1 the count. Again, that first pitch hunting the Wolves. And it's a upside downside situation. Batting average on first pitch is outstanding at every level. But if you fall behind in the count, that drops drastically. Missing away 1-1. So it's, understandable, both philosophies that exist. A lot of coaches believe in the patient approach, see pitches, but I think it's all relative to who the pitcher is, frankly. 1-1. Good breaking ball. It's 1-2.
Moran's been trying to attack the plate, and particularly with first pitch fastballs here as we go through the second time through the order. You're at the plate with a chance to drive in a run just with a well-struck fly ball or a sharply hit ball.
Breaking ball beat to third. Helmers looks the runner back, guns across, right on the money. And 2 gone. Holding third, McLaughlin.
But one of those places you don't want to hit it sharply at third. With the hot corner playing right there close to the bag, no opportunity for McLaughlin to take off, and a big out number 2 for Jesuit and Moran.
Matthew Russo singled home a run in the first. Runner third, 2 outs. Beat foul, first base side again after the first pitch. I like guys that want to drive in runs. So I kind of like it when they're hacking with runners in scoring position. Of course, you don't want to swing at something not hittable. That pitch a little bit in, he couldn't do much with it. 0-1 the count. And again, hacking hard. Now behind 0-2, however.
Russo knew he had a pitch to hit there, kind of grimace turning back after lining it straight back.
No balls and 2 strikes. Open stance, Russo waits the pitch towards short. Dardar ranges, gloves it, throws it, got him. Good job by the Blue Jay infield in that inning. No runs and no hits. No errors, 1 left. They stranded 4 as Moran pitches around the leadoff walk. Bottom of the third coming. Blue Jays 5 and the Wolves 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. Bottom of the third arrives, and it's Jesuit on top 5-2 over St. Paul's. Ken Trahan with Jude Young from Heap Field in Covington. Seth Dardar, who was busy last half inning in the field, will lead it off. Dardar busy at the plate, too. He singled home a run in the 3-run first inning for Jesuit. Facing Nick Wright, the third pitcher for St. Paul's. First time he's seen him. Swing and a miss. These two teams have really not seen each other much. They played in 2016. Jesuit won a regular season game. In the playoffs, they've only met once since the turn of the century, and ever for that matter. Jesuit beat St. Paul's 10-0 in the 2005 Class 5A quarterfinals. Pitch is high. It's 1-1. And, of course, that year was the year that Jesuit won the 5A state championship at Zephyr Field as Johnny Givatello pitched the championship game, beating Destrehan. There's the 1-1 pitch. Down and in, it's 2-1.
Well, I suspect, at least in the postseason, these two teams will see more of each other if things don't change with the divisional setup.
Gee,
pretty good bet there.
2 balls and a strike. Yeah, it stinks. 2-1. Swing and a miss, chased high heat, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stepped out on him. Back in left side. Count even 2-2. Fouled it out of play to stay alive. Segers and Valagoski will follow.
With this mostly cloudy weather after the rain and a little bit of a breeze, it's perfect conditions to sit and watch a baseball game today. And two very good programs matching up make it all the better.
Another 2-2 to second base. Lupo, easy chance, one gone.
One out for Blue Jays.
Wright gets the first here in the third, and now faces Sean Sagers.
Sean Sagers.
Wright showed a very good breaking ball there that broke below the zone, inducing that ground ball. And out number one, nobody on. It's a comfort level that Wolves pitchers haven't been able to enjoy yet today. Let's see if Wright can settle in a little bit.
Sagers slide to center to end the first inning. Laid off of a sharp breaker, and it's a called strike. Borderline pitch, got the call. It's 0-1. Quickly, Wright working. This is toward third. Easy chance for Shearer, two gone. Couple of friendly ground balls obtained by Wright. Now deals with Brian Valagoski. Singled and scored in the second.
Brian Valagoski.
Wright trying to obtain the first clean sheet by either pitcher or any pitcher in this game. Down and in. I just thought I'd throw that in to make you feel right at home.
I knew what you were doing there.
Okay. Want to know the count. I never used that terminology with Danny.
He would be quite confused.
Or
I'm
Lenny.
sure
They would be asking me, huh? Down and in, it's 2-0.
Lenny would be asking you about a 7-10 split if you brought something up.
Something like that.
We cover it all, by the way, here at CrescentCitySports.com on the high school level, including soccer and bowling.
We have done that. 2-0. Down and in, got away 3-0. In fact, you did a state playoff soccer match over here with St. Paul's this year for CrescentCitySports.com.
An outstanding one, too, as Brother Martin hung in there as a big underdog, and St. Paul's able to pull away for a 1-0 victory, and then a great state championship game that went the way of the team that they're playing today, the school, I should say, in Jesuit.
Yeah, that was an epic battle. Really good matchup. 3-0, and that's the automatic 3-1.
Hard to find a sport that either of these two schools don't compete in at a very high level.
3 balls, 1 strike. Here's another on the way. To center, very high and playable for Grant Grosh. Surrounds it, caught it, good inning for Nick Wright. Blue Jays go in order. We've played 3, and it remains Jesuit 5 and St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. Of Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball is presented by Riverlands Insurance in Luling. Meaning all of your insurance needs, call Riverlands at 1-800-336-4579. Riverlands Insurance.
Leading off the Wolves, fielder number 5, William Duncan.
William Duncan leads it off, struck out to end the first inning. Took a breaking ball up and in, 1-0. Duncan to be followed by Lupo and Simon against Will Moran. That was his 54th pitch of the game. He's walked 2, struck out 2, and got a swing and a miss here on a pitch that tailed away from Duncan, 1-1. Good movement there. Moran wants to work quickly, and he does with a 1-1. Right side out of play, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. turned into a very pleasant afternoon, as Jude alluded to. To center, has to come hard. Nice layout by Torrey. Read it off the bat well, Jude, and made a good play. And what I said initially was the key. He read that one well right off the bat, because if you don't do that, there's no way you can make that play.
Just a pitch in a little bit on the hand, so not on the sweet spot of the bat. And you could tell that Torrey understood that and paced himself well to come in and make that play. Came in all the way, and as you mentioned, Ken, just read it perfectly.
To short, Dardar takes care of business. Lupo down on the first pitch, 2 gone. And now Connor Simon.
The advantage of somebody like Moran out there for Jesuit, trying to save pitching for a possible game 3. Near 60 pitches, as you mentioned now, but once he gets rolling, he likes to work fast and throw a lot of strikes, and that can help him zoom along here with a 3-run lead.
Way high. Got under a breaking ball to Simon, who singled his first time. Ball with no strikes, and another on the way. Just missing. Down. 2 balls and no strikes. And now 3-0. Moran still looking for his first 1-2-3 inning, but in danger of walking Simon here. 3-0. And he got one over at the letters, 3-1. Think they both got their pants from the same manufacturer. To center, that's a base hit. Line to center, Simon with his second straight hit. 2-out single here in the 4th. He's having a really good afternoon. Aboard, and Canigliaro will bat with 2 outs. If it accomplishes nothing else, we'll get the top of the order up next inning. If not, might have started a 2-out rally. Canigliaro struck out swinging his first time.
Well, I'm not a fashion maven, Ken, but I will say that I think St. Paul's pinstripes are a little thicker than Jesuits if you want to nitpick. If that's something you want to do, I don't know.
So what you're saying is a different manufacturer?
Perhaps so. We're not promoting manufacturers, though.
However, if you'd like to spend money with CrescentCitySports.com, by all means contact Lenny Fagilder. Here's a ball down, 1-0.
That's Lenny at CrescentCitySports.com. Yes, sir.
1-0 the count. That's down. It's 2-0.
In broadcasting, you can step all over each other if it's for comedy's sake only.
You
Otherwise,
got that right.
Not good.
2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. Base hit left side. Not going to get in there, so that's a hit off the bat of Canigliaro. Good effort by Helmers to deflect it. And by the time it carried toward Dardar, couldn't make a play. So here's the 2-out rally we spoke of. 2 on, 2 outs, flips the lineup for Bo Nealis. Both teams have swung the bats well in this game, and we'll get a runner at first base. That's going to be Nick Vitale, who's going to run at first. There's Bo Nealis, who's flat out grounded out.
Helmers did what he could there and jammed his hand and glove a little bit there, trying to stop that ball. If he would have fielded it cleanly, he had an opportunity at either bag, but tough ball to hit, and you kind of called it on the bat. That was a base hit. Now an opportunity for St. Paul to get a rally going here with 2 outs, a couple of runners on, hitting their way on. And if you're Will Moran, you know they'll be attacking each and every at-bat, especially with runners in scoring position.
Big opportunity for Bo Nealis, who's flied to left, grounded to the pitcher. Bats with 2 outs. He's been a real good RBI man, 25 on the season, 2nd on the club. So he thrives in these situations as the sun begins to peek out in Covington. Moran to the plate. Laid off the breaking ball. Good discipline by Nealis.
Not surprised going off speed, talking about the Wolves' first pitch, fastball hunting in particular, but Nealis missing low, or excuse me, Nealis having an opportunity after Moran misses low here to pick out the right pitch for him.
The 1-0 in the dirt. Nice pick by Sirio, 2-0. 2 good catchers in this game That is clear. Tying run at the plate, and Neal is not homered this season. 2-0 pitch. Hard to left, a base hit. Runner will round third. They're going to stop him there. Good job to pounce on it by Sagers. Charged it, fielded it cleanly, and got it to the cutoff man quickly. 3 straight hits. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Kyle McLaughlin to the plate. Looked like it might be a quiet inning for Moran. It's turned into anything but. 6 hits for the Wolves. McLaughlin's grounded to second. He's walked. Moran stretching and pitching. Down for a ball. McLaughlin with 10 RBI on the season. The junior back in right side. Wolves on every base, 2 outs. Center field, over is Torrey. There to make the catch, and the inning is over. Good contact by McLaughlin. Torrey tracked it. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left. The Wolves have stranded 7 already. Bottom of the 4th coming, 5-2 Jesuit at CrescentCitySports.com. Well, Moran pitches out of big trouble in the top of the 4th. Blue Jays to the plate in the bottom half, leading 5-2, and they'll have the top of the order against Nick Wright. Michael Torrey, Parker Serio, Alex Watermeyer bat for the Blue Jays. Torrey is singled, he's walked, and he's scored twice, and he's played a good center field. Wright ready to work. Torrey, threat to bunt. Third baseman Shearer cheats in. Breaking ball missed away.
2 good plays coming in by Torrey in the last half inning. Huge because St. Paul's put together 3 other hits. Moran able to strand the bases loaded and work out of danger again.
Oh, pretty good pitch. Didn't get the call at the knees, outer edge. It's 2-0. Down and out, so make it 3 balls and no strikes. Torrey will take a pitch here. Took it away, a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man is on for the 3rd straight time. Torrey, what a game he's having. That gets Parker Serio to the plate, as mentioned there. Hottest hitter, he's singled and scored, and he's walked. Good speed aboard. Not going, and the pitch is a strike over the outside edge. Serio took a look. Throws him out there again. There's a huge hole to shoot for right side. But the first baseman, Russo, having to hold the runner on. Serio uses the whole field. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw down is not in time. Little bit wide, and that enabled Torrey to get in ahead of the tag by Simon. Good throw there, gets him. It was a little bit to the shortstop side, though.
And that was the difference there, because otherwise a good pick of it on the breaking ball by Canigliaro, and he's upset with himself, pounds his fist on the dirt. He knows he should have had the runner out at second.
It was a hit and run because Serio was chasing a pitch that he normally wouldn't have swung at. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh-2. Popped him up. Right side. Right fielder will get there. Nealis waiting. Puts it away. No advance, 1 out. It's a big out obtained against a hot hitter. And the batter will be Alex Watermeyer. Singled home a run in the first and walked in the second.
St. Paul's has threatened at the plate in every inning so far, so if you're Jesuit up 3, you may want a little bit more of a cushion moving forward as you try to stretch out Will Moran here, thinking about a game 3.
Breaking ball, strike over the outside edge, 0-1. Watermeyer stands upright and holds that bat high. Here it comes. High fastball, 1-1. A ball and a strike. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mick Nunez. Always a pleasure to work with Nick. He's a great guy. And of course, my long-time close friend, Craig Kettleson, the athletic director here at St. Paul's. I'm going to miss Craig on the wrestling mat, though. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. It's going to be really unusual to not see him coaching that team. But St. Paul's wrestling program is outstanding. It's in good hands with Matt Pinero. Will do a great job. Foul back. Good cut by Watermeyer. He was on that pitch. 1-2. A lot of ties that bind. I mentioned Matt. Matt, of course, outstanding in Archbishop Rummel. And you know, my friend, Brother Ray Boyard's done a great job here. Brother Tim Colwell, great guy. He's a great friend of mine from Rummel days. And Brother Gail Condit, I love him dearly, one of my best friends. Brother John Fairfax is still hanging around here, amazingly. Ball is down, it's 2-2. There's so many ties that bind. St. Paul's, of course, a Christian Brothers school, as is Archbishop Rummel, De La Salle. Christian Brothers school where my son went to school. Wonderful place. 2-2 the count. Ready now the pitch. Tapped it foul. Watermeyer stays alive. Holding at 2-2. Wright wants to talk to Canigliaro. Anytime you get a runner at second, you think about making sure that they don't know what's coming. Could be as simple as, hey, I'm going to give you a change in the signs or a fake sign or whatever the case may be. Not that anyone really looks to obtain your signs.
No, that never happens in baseball.
Of course not, no.
And there are no mound visits.
It's a gentleman's game. Come on, man. 2-2 pitch. Down and in. Blocked by Canigliaro. It's full 3-2. Watermeyer battles to full. Helmers waits to hit next. 5-2 Jesuit. Bottom of the 4th. Trying to get even in this best of 3 series. Payoff pitch. Hard hit to short. Backhand, play to third, got him by a mile. Nice job by Simon. Ball hit in front of Torrey. It's a no-no. Of course, up by 3, maybe he's thinking you take the chance, but sharply hit, but sharply fielded by Simon. Easy 5 put-out, 6-5 on the put-out for the second out.
And as you mentioned, Ken, no excuse for it when the ball's hit in front of you when you're at second base. You've got to retreat there unless you get a great jump and you feel like the way the ball's hit, you're going to make it. But that one was way too sharply hit. and St. Paul's executed defensively for the out.
Snap throw to first. Watermeyer, not much of a base stealer. Will Helmers has twice tried Grant Grosh in center. He might want to try somebody else. 0 for 2. Out of play. Good pass at the ball. Back to the screen. It's 0-1. RBI situation. Helmers saw a fastball. Tried to attack it. Unable to time it up. No balls and 1 strike. To right center, a base hit. Watermeyer will check in at second. Helmers went with the pitch beautifully. 2 on and 2 outs. Now how big is that play at third base?
No question about it. May have cost you a run there, and Helmers just doing a fine job at the plate, going with the pitch, level swing, and giving Jesuit an opportunity here with a couple of runners on, looking for a big 2-out hit.
Shallow right field with Neal charging. Torrey wouldn't have scored, but certainly they'd have bases loaded, 1 out.
Sure, it depends on the jump for sure with Torrey, who has great speed. But again, you miss that opportunity to have a runner at least 90 feet away, if not another run in. And now Moran will once again try to help himself, the pitcher in this game, with 2 runs driven in already.
Now with the runner in scoring position, they go to a courtesy runner, and Chris Favalora at second, looking for more speed in the event of a base hit by Moran, who's driven home a run on a fielder's choice, scored a run and walked. Oh, a nice play by Canigliaro again. Look where he fields that ball. It's about 3 feet wide of the plate, and he had to make a clean pick. Just really impressed with the way he shifts his weight and the good hands that he has. Again, 2 good catchers in this game.
Yeah, to range that far to make a play like that, they say you want to keep the ball in front of you if you're the catcher, but on a pitch like that, you have no chance. It's all about your ability to glove it, and he did a great job there.
Ready with the 1-0. Missing away, it's 2-0.
And that builds up the confidence of both of these pitching staffs. They know that they can let it loose, and if one gets away in the dirt, they're going to be saved more often than not. You believe in your catcher, it makes you a better pitcher.
2 balls and no strikes. And another. Straight up, playable right side. Shade his eyes, second baseman, best look maybe, first baseman. It's Russo to make the catch in foul territory, and the threat ends with no runs and a hit. 2 stranded for the Blue Jays. They've left 6. We've played 4. Jesuit 5, St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. Five runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 7 left for the Wolves. It's rather for the Blue Jays. It's 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 7 left for St. Paul's as we go to the 5th inning. And here in the 5th, St. Paul's has 3, 4, and 5 up Shearer, Grosh, and Russo. First pitch away and high from Moran. Shearer's walked and grounded to short. It's pitch number 72 offered by Moran. He's walked 2, struck out 2. Now he's behind 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0. Straight up. This is going to come down eventually in somebody's glove. Second baseman Alexander. 1 out.
That's 1 out for the Wolves.
A towering pop-up.
Had a couple of those in a row here and a little bit more sun to deal with peeking through the clouds. It's been in and out throughout this game. Meanwhile, Will Moran's worked through a lot of trouble. Has been on the tightrope a bit in this one, but holding up this 3-run lead and still trying to figure out a way to get into a comfort zone and pitch a clean inning.
There's Grant Grosh doubling a run scored. 1 for 2. He's driven home a run and he took it high, 1-0. Jesuit does have some action in its bullpen. Out of play right side. The count equals at 1-1. Blue Jays have a right-hander throwing down there who says he's ready if needed. That's Joel Guerra, sophomore, who's loosening up down there, among others. He's actually catching. Here's a fly ball to center for Torrey. Surrounds it. There. Caught it. 2 gone, and now Matthew Russo. He singled and grounded out. Well bat.
Runner at first baseman, number 23, Matthew Russo.
So here's Russo. Breaking ball, fouled back. Got in on his hands. He was offering, though. It's 0-1. And the whole first pitch swinging strategy is good until you get down in a game and you get later in the game. You need to see some pitches, try to get some base runners when you can. This is up the middle of the second. And Alexander has it. And there's your first 1-2-3 inning recorded by Will Moran. Sets the Wolves down in order, in the heart of their order at that. Time to take a stretch from Covington. Bottom of the 5th coming. It is Jesuit 5, St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's 5-2 Blue Jays on top of the Wolves. And here in the 5th for the Blue Jays, it will be Matt Alexander to start it. Seth Dardar and Sean Sagers to follow against Nick Wright, who settled the game down nicely for St. Paul's and kept them in it with a chance to come back. Has to keep it that way now. The Wolves still have 6 outs to work with. Matt Alexander is grounded into a fielder's choice, grounded into a double play. Took it high and tight.
Blue Jays not only hunting for insurance, but they love the Wolves to dip further into that bullpen if they can.
Foul back, good cut, 1-1. Blue Jays have had the leadoff man on in 3 of the 4 innings to this point. They've put pressure on St. Paul's throughout. The 1-1. Good breaking ball. It's 1-2. Brightest it's been on the field with the sun this afternoon. I think the players liked it the other way. 1-2 the count. Just a guess. Another breaking ball beat to short. Simon, nice glove. And the throw dug out by Russo. 1 out.
The Blue Jays.
Wright able to locate his breaking ball more as this appearance has gone on. More comfort with his fastball to both sides of the plate. And as a result, as you mentioned, he has settled in and giving his team a chance, still down 3.
Seth Dardar has an RBI single, and he's grounded to second. Again, should Jesuit win this game, Game 3 would follow somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour after, and we'd have that for you live here at CrescentCitySports.com as Dardar took a ball. The 1-0, and it's 2-0.
On these broadcasts, we've talked about the merits of having these playoff series be best of 3 games. It's great for the kids, the fans, and the sport. And we might have some drama here today as a result.
2-0 pitch. Down in 3-0, in particular on the select side where they get cheated and they don't get to play games. I mean, if you're a top 3 seed, you get a double bye into the quarterfinals. If you're a top, if you're a regular seed, you get a bye anyway. Doesn't make any difference. You get cheated out of games, and it's really unfortunate. It's nothing against the non-select side at all. Strike call. They have a vote, and they can do what they want to do, and that's great, but they do have a full bracket, and they have a full playoff system, which this side does not have. 3 balls and a strike. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 call. Threw the bat away, never a good idea. Now asks for help. He gets it. And after that, he looks at the home plate umpire and thinks, well, if it's anywhere near the zone, I better be swinging.
That's usually how it works.
3-2, the count. Payoff pitch on the way. Beat on the ground to second. Lupo, easy chance, got his man, 2 gone. Sean Sagers will bat. He's flied to center, grounded to third. All of the scoring in this one came early. Thought we were going to have a slugfest. St. Paul's with its 2 runs in the top of the first. Jesuit with its runs in the first and second, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, to arrive where we are. Down and out.
But make no mistake about it, both teams had their opportunities to score more in this one, but now Moran and Wright have finally settled into this ballgame.
Swing and a miss at the slider, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Down and out, 2-1. I'm pleased to tell you that Luke Gregerson actually got a couple of outs last night.
Oh, wow.
3 of them. Like 3 in a row.
How's Greg Holland doing?
Yeah, how's that working out? Swinging a foul tip into the mitt, 2-2. Well, let's put it this way. If they solve that part of their team, they're going to be awfully good. Their starting pitching is dynamite, and they're not hitting. And they're still 6 or 7 over 500.
Tell me more about that, 21-year-old flamethrower in that bullpen?
Man, Jordan Hicks, special. 2-2 pitch. Beat on the ground to short. Simon on the move. Made it look easy. Sweet looking play. Inning is over. Wright sets him down. 3 in a row. Let's go to the 6th. It remains Jesuit 5, St. Paul's 2 at CrescentCitySports.com. On to the sixth we go. It's 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 6 stranded by Jesuit. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 7 left St. Paul's. William Duncan will start it against Will Moran in the sixth. Moran about to make his 80th pitch of the game. He does, and it's a swing and a miss. Fooled him on an off-speed pitch, and again, first pitch swinging. Duncan struck out, fly to center. 0-1. 1-1. Lupo and Simon will follow. On a sublime, serene Saturday in Covington. Again, fooled him. Stays off speed. Duncan out in front. It's 1-2. Think he comes back with it the third time. Get him ahead twice. 1-2. Fastball heated him up, and he was behind it to right for Casabon. And he will make the catch for out number 1.
The art of pitching in microcosm right there. Come back with the fastball after having him behind in the count, get the desired result. And more importantly, he's on or around the plate here and challenging these hitters, but mostly down in the zone the past couple of innings.
Caleb Lupo to the plate. He's flied to left, grounded to short. Pitch on the way. Up a ball, 1-0.
Thank you, buddy.
At the knees, 1-1. Yeah, Moran works very quickly with no one on base. He just wants the ball, wants to go like this. Attack that one. Left field line, toward the line. Doesn't have the distance, and a nice running catch made by Sagers for the second out. He went a long way to get that. Showed no fear. Fence impending, tarp impending. Makes the play.
Plenty of room in foul territory all the way down the line to worry a bit about. You don't have to worry about it when you're an outfielder on the corners and able to go full speed and just concentrate on making the play, and he did.
Connor Simon has batted twice and singled sharply both times. Bats with 2 outs and took a strike. Moran has gotten better as this game has progressed. Quickly the 0-1. Fouled it back. It's 0-2. He's comfortable now, isn't he?
It's all about momentum, and a guy who likes to work fast as he starts to throw more strikes, rewarded when the ball's put in play. The guys behind him making the plays.
No balls and 2 strikes. Another. Just missed down and away. 1-2. Catcher set up off the plate. Sort of the target, which he did. Hitter doesn't offer. 1-2 the count. Another. To short. Dardar a high hop. Throws low. Safe at first. That'll be an error on the Blue Jays, allowing a runner to reach and opening the door a little bit. That's the 3rd error on Jesuit. Dardar had plenty of time. He just threw it low. And it really handcuffed Valagoski.
And it started with Dardar being caught in between. He made the right decision to stay back on the ball, but I think he was back on his heels getting into the throw, threw him off just enough. And Valagoski's done a good job over there, not able to scoop that one out.
Canigliaro singled in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2. McNunez wants to talk with Canigliaro. And now we might see a change. I think we will get a pinch hitter here in this situation for St. Paul. So it's going to be Owen Nadishin who's going to bat, it appears.
Pitch hit for the 9-hole. Number 21, Owen Nadishin.
So Owen Nadishin will get the opportunity here. Nadishin, big right-handed swinger. Let's go. Will stand in. Nadishin, 200. No homers, 6 RBI for Owen on the season. Throw to first, runner back easily. Another leisurely move to first, just to let him know. I know you're there. Pitch to Nadishin, and that is a strike. Moran gets ahead, trying to pitch around the error. Owen the count. Another. Way outside, 1-1. Jesuit has the only 3 errors of the game to this point. Moran has been able to pitch around those for the most part. Here's the 1-1. Good diver there, and it's 1-2. Downward movement on that pitch. Nadishin unable to make connections.
Nadishin, not the type of guy you can look at him taking his practice cuts. He's not looking to be cheated. He's trying to drive one a long way.
Swing and a miss. Moran gets him. Inning is over. No runs, no hits, and error. Eighth man stranded by St. Paul's. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Jesuit continues to lead it 5-2 at CrescentCitySports.com. Sixth inning, and it's 5-2 Jesuit on top of St. Paul's. Brian Valagoski will start it against Nick Wright. Then the top of the order, Michael Torrey and Parker Sirio for the Blue Jays here in the sixth. Valagoski 1 for 2, a run scored. Straight in the air to right. Nealis coming in and over and there and caught it. One gone. And this game has been all about Will Moran at this point, Jude. He's pitched 5 straight shutout innings after giving up 2 in the first. He's also driven in 2 runs, which we kind of ignored the fact that he's done that too. He's been the man for Jesuit. Here's Michael Torrey. He's had a good game. Single, 2 walks, stole a base, scored twice. Played a good center field. First pitch. Sits high, 1-0.
Moran giving up a couple of runs early when you're in a do-or-die game with the Blue Jays. After that, he's able to pitch around trouble, help himself at the plate when the Jays had their opportunities in the first 2 innings.
1-0 is a strike call, make it 1-1. Should Jesuit hold on and win, Game 3 would follow. We'll have that for you live here at CrescentCitySports.com. Breaking ball, good pitch, 1-2. Sun disappears again. I don't think anyone's complaining. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another on the way. Breaking ball beat on the ground to second. Lupo has it, throws it, got him. 2 gone. They get Torrey out for the first time. And here is Parker Sirio, who was singled, scored a run, walked, fly to right. 1 for 2.
Speaking of Wright, Nick Wright has gotten stronger as he's gone on out there, and that's huge for St. Paul's, whether they come back or not, saving some other pitching for a potential Game 3 and keeping his team in this game.
This is his 5th inning. He's not given up a run. Strike called to Sirio. Really done a nice job. And as you mentioned, really did save their pitching for Game 3 if needed. There's a little looping line drive, base hit in the left. So Parker Sirio has a 2-hit game again. What else is new? Just continues to swing the bat well, the sophomore. Alex Watermeyer will bat. Sirio will get Eccles Eccles is the busiest man in America the last couple of weeks. Here he was on base the whole series, nonstop against Shaw, and he's on base again. Had the RBI double last night here. Got 2 hits today, a walk. Eccles is like, let me catch my breath here.
It works out for all parties concerned, though. I'm sure
Wouldn't
Luke
be
enjoys
surprised
the
if he runs
opportunities.
here, given the circumstance. Up 3 in the 7th. He's got good speed. As I mentioned, he stole 4 bases in 2 games against Shaw last week. It's a good situation to run in, no doubt about it. 9 steals on the year, and he's back again. St. Paul's acutely aware of that possibility. And draws a 3rd consecutive throw. Hard tag applied by Russo. Well, Barb's going to sulfur. That's no surprise. They've been there, done that a few times.
Used to that short trip and well earned every year.
Hard hit right to the bag. Russo spears it. Watermeyer hit the daylights out of it, but he's out. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded. 7 left, Jesuit. Blue Jays 3 outs away from extending the series. St. Paul's at the top of the order up as we go to the 7th. 5-2 Jesuit on top at CrescentCitySports.com. It's on to the 7th inning, and it's 5-2 Blue Jays over the Wolves. Last chance for St. Paul's, but they have the right guys up top of the order. Bo Nealis, Kyle McLaughlin, and Jacob Shearer. Jude Young will have our winning coach and start the game when this one's over with. St. Paul's has other ideas about changing the outcome. Nealis is singled in 3 trips. Moran delivers, and it's a swing and a miss on his 95th pitch of the game. Moran ahead 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Down and in, it's 1-1. Having been to these series the last couple of weeks, I'm sure they'll clear the stands after this game by LHSA rules and get them back in after that. If this one holds, St. Paul's wants to change that, but there's a pop-up right side. Second baseman in position, Alexander, to put it away. 1 gone. Moran getting it done, and McLaughlin will bat. He's walked, grounded to second, and lined to center. So here's McLaughlin with 1 out. First pitch on the way. That is down for ball 1. Showed bunt and took a strike. It's 1-1. The next pitch by Moran will be his 100th of the game. He's done an outstanding job. Ready with a 1-1. And he got a strike over the outside edge. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Will Moran gone down the line like a champion here. His 4th strikeout, and now he has 1 more out to get. It's the ever-present and dangerous Jacob Shearer, who's walked, ground out, and popped out. First pitch to Shearer, down a ball, 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Grounded towards short. This could end it. Third baseman Helmers across the diamond, and Jesuit has defeated St. Paul's by the score of 5-2. Just a brilliant performance by Will Moran in all phases here this afternoon to pick up the win. Moran drove in 2 runs. Moran pitched a complete game to win this one, which means we'll have a third and deciding game. And, of course, we'll have that here live at CrescentCitySports.com as well. We will have our star of the game and our winning coach coming up for you momentarily with Jude Young. What a performance by Moran in this one here this afternoon. 103 pitches for Moran. Walked just 2, struck out 4 to get the win. And a terrific performance here this afternoon as Moran goes the distance. Beautiful 7-inning performance to win it here by the score of 5-2. So we'll get the victorious head coach and we'll get the star of the game coming into play as well. So as we get Will Moran, Jude Young is with him now. So let's go ahead and go down to Jude Young. Jude, take it away.
On the field with the player of the game, Will Moran. Outstanding job, Will. Complete game. You fall behind 2 runs early, but you're able to settle in and help yourself at the plate to keep your team's season alive.
Right. Yeah, I like to fall back on my mechanics, just know what I need to do to get runners out, and that's third strikes. And I just let my defense work. I got a lot of confidence in my defense, and I believe that we can put up enough runs to win if we do that, and that's what we did.
You and your teammates were confident at the plate early, even falling behind 2 runs. Good swings up and down the lineup and a really aggressive approach. Talk about that.
Yeah, Coach Golip before the game just said, you win or go home. You got to scratch and claw, do whatever you can to win this game and get us to game 3. If we get to game 3, we got a lot of confidence getting to Salter, and lucky enough, we got this win, and we're very excited to get into game 3 here. Describe the mood of you and your teammates after pulling this off and forcing this final game. Oh, we're very confident. We're very confident. Got a lot of momentum. We're swinging the bat well, which we like, and we got all of our pitching staff left, which is very good. No, can't beat it.
And is that on your mind out there trying to finish this game and battle through?
Oh, definitely. We're just trying to get to Sulphur, main goal, and that's what we want to do to win. That's all.
Congratulations, Will.
Thank you.
All right, Jude Young.
Coach Kenny Goodlet about to join us here, and congratulations, Coach. And we talked before the game, and we saw a loose team ready to play with their backs against the wall. You fall behind 2 runs early, but it certainly didn't affect Will Moran or your line.
It did not. He had a great game today. He was confident. We were confident in him. And the last couple outings, he's been doing a great job for us. We knew he was going to give us quality innings throughout the game against a good team in St. Paul's. I'm very pleased with the way we came out early. Wanted a little bit more.
Right.
But I am pleased the way we came out today.
An aggressive approach at the plate up and down the lineup. You weren't playing for 1 run early, giving your guys an opportunity to swing it. In the first couple of innings, they did just that.
We were not. We tried to get big innings early on. We left bases loaded. They did too. 2 very good defensive plays. We're looking for runs, and we know with their staff, you're going to have to score a lot. They have a good lineup up and down, and runs are going to be at a premium.
And how important was it for Will to save your pitching, the entire bullpen ready to roll, obviously, for Game 3?
Huge. Will did us a huge favor. Hess did a great job yesterday with that. We have a full bullpen, and hopefully we don't have to go to him too much.
And does momentum matter? You've got it right now.
It does matter, absolutely. Our biggest thing is we want to play today, win today, and keep going on. Our biggest thing is, our goal is to practice on Monday. So we need to ride this momentum and go into the next game. And we know we have a tough task ahead of us, but we're ready to go.
Coach, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jude, thank you very much as Jesuit wins this one by the score of 5-2. They force a Game 3. We will have that live here at CrescentCitySports.com. That's coming up, so you don't need to go anywhere. We'll have it for you coming up shortly, and we expect it to be an outstanding baseball game between 2 good programs that really have looked good for 2 days here. Just a good performance here by Will Moran overall. He drove in 2 runs at the plate, as I mentioned, and that in itself was important, but then he also did the job in outstanding fashion on the mound, going the distance, 103 pitches, walked 2, struck out 4, spaced 6 hits. He gave up the 2 runs in the first, and then he simply settled in and got it done after that. Did an outstanding job the rest of the way, simply moving pitches around, not surrendering, and getting the job done in outstanding fashion as he emerges victorious. And so do the Blue Jays here by the score of 5-2. So we're looking at a start time of 4:45, about 45 minutes from now, will be start time for the next game as Jude Young will rejoin me now. So 5-2 final here. And here are the totals of the game. It was 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 8 left for Jesuit. It was 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 8 left for St. Paul's. The winning pitcher, Will Moran, goes the distance, 103 pitches, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts to pick up the win. The loser was Grant Bizette, drops to 4-5. Nick Wright, 5 shutout innings in relief, but not enough, as Moran would not let them climb back. The game took an hour and 51 minutes to play, and the game was won here by Jesuit by the score of 5-2. Jude, some final thoughts about this first game here today?
I think the best thing about it is it was an aggressive approach on both sides. You knew Jesuit would come out swinging with their backs against the wall, so to speak, trying to force this third game. And certainly at the plate, they came to play looking to swing it, and Will Moran's performance, as we've mentioned throughout, was outstanding. On the flip side, St. Paul's plays looking to attack, hit the baseball. They've got enough pitching left here to compete in Game 3, and we're excited to be able to bring a do-or-die game for both of these teams with a chance to go to Sulphur on the line coming up later today. That's what it's all about in playoff baseball.
Well, it really is, and again, we expect Game 3 to be a really good, hotly contested baseball team between, I think, a couple of pretty well-matched teams here. I think that's pretty obvious based on what we've seen over the first 2 games here today as Jesuit emerges victorious by the score of 5-2. So, good stuff as we enjoy watching this all together. So we'll have Game 3 coming up. Looks like 4:45 will be first pitch, and we'll be back at you at about 4:35 or so with our pregame show to get you ready for the third and deciding game here from Heap Field in Covington. Again, our final score in this one was Jesuit 5, St. Paul's 2. For Jude Young, for Matt Merritt, for Chip Merritt, I'm Ken Trahan. Thanks for joining us. Be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We're rounding third, but we're not going home. We're back in 45 minutes. Stay with us here at CrescentCitySports.com.